This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, the world of robotics beckons as some of the city's school children forego their holidays for more learning. Some of South Dunedin's significant figures are being exhibited in an effort to remove negative perception. And we meet the local mum who's making movies from home while studying for a master's degree. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. In breaking news, asbestos has been discovered at Moana Pool in plant and storage areas. The City Council says there's no immediate health risk to staff or the public. The asbestos was found during recent maintenance checks. Air testing shows it doesn't pose a threat and all public areas of the facility are considered safe. Results of the latest tests are due tomorrow and a detailed action plan should be finished next week. Traces of asbestos has also been found in the Sims building at Port Chalmers and a storage shed near Tahuna Park. Some of the city's brightest school children are using their holidays to learn more about coding. They're taking part in a robotics course held at the University of Otago, where they're programming robots to play soccer. And while the sessions are a bit of fun, they include skills for life.
Playing soccer on a different kind of field. This group of junior technology whizzes are testing out robots they've programmed in a friendly game of soccer. It's part of a holiday workshop aimed at getting kids to learn the basics of coding and apply them to robotics.
They don't need to know what they're doing with this as such. It's good to have some prior knowledge, but they don't actually need to have any coding experience. Most of them take to it pretty well, so it's okay. Yeah.
Several of Richie's school holiday sessions have been fully booked, illustrating just how popular coding is becoming amongst young people. She says the skills the kids are learning can translate into other subjects, as well as possible career paths.
It gives you a really good foundation, not necessarily to like what you actually might be doing in the real world, but just the type of thinking you need. It's really helpful, like the problem solving skills they gain can help them with maths and science, all that kind of stuff.
Richie says it also teaches resilience, with the participants expected to quickly fix and alter their robots as soon as problems arise. They have to understand exactly how each part of the devices work in order to compete and do well in robot soccer.
You've got a compass sensor at the top of your robot, and it is used to find out what goal it's pointing towards. So it will automatically go towards the opponent's goal. And then your infrared seeker at the bottom seeks out the ball to hunt it down.
The aim is to get the robots to find the ball and then use their compass sensors to push it to the goal. The players admit there's a lot of different aspects to focus on at one time, but it's something they say gets easier with practice. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Residents are being encouraged to help shape the future management of the Taieri River. The Otago Regional Council is developing a new management strategy to protect the Taieri riverbed and the land surrounding it. The council wants to hear views from interested residents and stakeholders. It says the strategy will guide future work programs, decision-making and activities associated with the waterway. A public meeting on the issue is being held in Middlemarch tonight. An exhibition showcasing the movers and shakers of a large local suburb is underway at the Community Gallery. The People of South Dunedin display is a photographic essay celebrating 34 significant figures, and the creators hope to remove stigma surrounding the area.
Putting their best face forward, these photographers are looking over a project they've spent the last year creating to showcase figures in the South Dunedin community.
It's a collection of 34 portraits of people who call South Dunedin significant in their lives, either as a resident in the past or in their work, or they've lived there currently.
All types of people are being exhibited, from former school principals to retired doctors and politicians. Photographers organically chose who they wanted to focus on by chatting to South Dunedin residents and getting passed on. More than 500 people have already visited the exhibition, which opened in the weekend. Alan says these residents are an important part of enhancing South Dunedin's identity.
This is a collection of portraits of people who have a story to tell, and we want to tell those stories and get people to know them, that South Dunedin has got a lot to be proud about.
Alan says there are misconceptions and stigmas surrounding the South Dunedin area that the exhibition is trying to battle. He says although it is one of the lowest socio-economic suburbs in the city, there are many positives that he's trying to showcase.
We've got to overcome that stigma of South Dunedin is a bad place to be. It's actually a fantastic place to be, and we need to protect it, we need to support it, we need to say, well, there's some really good things happening out there, there's some really great people out there, and we need to celebrate that.
He's urging residents to visit South Dunedin after viewing the exhibition, which runs until Sunday. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
The battle to eradicate an invasive pest across Otago is thought to be coming to a close. Dozens of volunteers, farmers and Otago Regional Council staff have been working tirelessly to rid crops of velvet leaf. The weed has been found on 38 properties around the region, with 1,800 hectares already searched. A further 76 farms covering about 1,100 hectares are being combed for the pest this week. Velvet leaf is within contaminated fodder beet crops throughout the country, prompting a major biosecurity response from the government. It's hoped the local operation will be finished at the end of this week. A local mother is forging a career in the film industry from her Kenmure home, despite the lure of Wellington and Auckland. She's receiving $20,000 in funding to have 2 short films produced, and she's also juggling a feature-length project as well as a master's degree.
Honing her passion for film, Dunedin woman Emma Schranz is getting 2 of her short film scripts ready for production. They were both selected for Short Film Otago funding in a blind judging late last year.
I submitted 2 scripts in the last round last year, and unbeknownst to the board, they actually picked both of mine, which was a bit of a shock when they saw that I'd written both of the ones that they'd selected, so that's a bit of a first, I believe.
Schranz is also working with some top people in the film industry to produce her first feature-length movie. That's being funded based on the strength of her concept, involving a unique take on a western to be shot in central Otago. But getting it to fruition hasn't been easy.
I've been doing research for about 4 years on this project and submitted the script in various stages from treatment and outline to a few different initiatives and never really got through, and it was very frustrating constantly getting rejected, but I knew I had a great story.
The busy mother is also juggling a master's in science communication while caring for her 1-year-old daughter, Maddie. She's sometimes questioned about moving to bigger film hubs like Wellington or Auckland, but says there's huge potential in Dunedin.
Short Film Otago is a local board of trustees, all in film and television, and they every year open submissions for scripts and ideas for scripts.
The charitable trust is calling for scripts now for the next round of production. $10,000 per project is available to help budding writers and filmmakers get started in the industry. Schranz is planning to begin shooting her short films later this year once her master's is finished. Rosie Mannins, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we take a look at what's in store for those attending the Wild Dunedin Festival, and the ancient craft of using flax to make kites is passed down to younger generations.
Far too much stock. Alex Campbell Menswear, South Dunedin. Don't let me bore you, but it's rock bottom. Jeans, $40. Casual pants from only $20. Shorts from $30. Hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds of shirts at rock bottom prices. From $20. And knitwear from $50. That's rock bottom.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's rock bottom.
It's on again. The Star Regent 24-hour book sale starts noon 10th of June. Don't miss out!
Oui, tu vas voir Marjolaine et For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Ecrotech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 11 7766.
Mobility scooters Otago's. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 Canudwood Street, opposite Westpac.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Welcome back. The Dunedin City Council is saving almost $2 million a year in interest, having renegotiated bonds. Its Treasury company received strong interest in the two bonds, collectively worth $95 million. They are for periods of 5 and 10 years. The council says the refinancing, coupled with a maturing floating rate note and hedging, means an interest saving of about $1.9 million a year. Dunedin City Treasury manages debt for the council and its companies. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 28 points. It's now at 6,901. The FTSE is up 52 points. And to the exchange rates, it's the opposite story here, with the Kiwi dollar down against all the currencies we follow. A new event promoting Dunedin's abundant wildlife and untouched landscapes is getting underway this week. The Wild Dunedin Festival has been a long time in the planning, and convener Neil Harraway joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Hi.
What is the concept of Wild Dunedin?
Really, celebration, information, activation. So people get to know the wildlife a little more, enjoy it, and hopefully do something to help it somewhere along the path.
When are events starting?
So Friday, this coming Friday, which is Earth Day, and then running all through the long weekend, including Monday afternoon, Anzac Day.
How many people are you expecting to be involved?
No idea. We have about 50 events for people to choose from over the weekend. And there's over a dozen community groups, so there's a lot of free activities, and we don't know what numbers will come along to them. Some of the smaller ones are booked out, and then a lot of the operators, like the ecotourism operators, are offering great deals. So too early to tell. People book in the last day or two these days, so no idea as yet. Depends on the weather partly. Not a great forecast for Saturday, but better after that, I think.
What are some of the activities that are planned?
Okay, so there's activities for kids. The kite making and flying is booked out already. There's a great afternoon in the Otago Museum with Dr. Phil Bishop, Professor Frog, and Susie Cato, who's a well-known television and radio personality, really keen on frogs and other native animals, so there'll be a collection along there. So those are two things for kids. There's a variety, there's a lot of guided walks in different parts of Dunedin. There's a guided kayaking on Sinclair wetlands. And then there's activities, some of them like coastal cleanup and tree planting with forest and bird up the Leith Valley. So there's active things like that. There's a couple of more expert events. There's a bio blitz on Heriweka Harbour Cone, which is the Botanical Society and a very well-known entomologist who wrote the book Wild Dunedin along with Neville Peat. So they're doing a survey of all of the living creatures on Harbour Cone, but that's coupled with a talk in Pukihiki Hall and displays of some of the conservation work going on there.
Where did the idea of the Nature Festival come about?
I don't know, September, October, and so it's been a bit of a rush to get this happening, to try and get some funding. This one's run on the smell of an oily rag, but it's been there's been a great response. All of the groups that we approached, and first the major nature groups in Dunedin immediately came on board, became part of what is now a trust, a charitable trust, and the organising committee. So University Museum, DCC, Peninsula Trust, Orokonui, a lot of groups and including commercial operators. And then we went out from there to the other groups to see what events they wanted to stage. So it's really their events in a way.
Are you hoping to boost the city's profile?
Yes, that would be a great side effect. I mean, the key of it is, and the heart of it is the community events, and it's about people enjoying their city more, getting to know their city more, and maybe helping their city, and I mean the wild side of their city.
Tell us about some of the community groups that you've got involved.
Okay, so a bit over a dozen community groups. The Aramoana Conservation League comes to mind. They're running guided walks out there. At the other end of the city, if you like, out on the Taieri, the Sinclair wetlands, the trust there is running the kayaking day, and there will be planting there as well. I talked about the Botanical Society. There's a very small group called Fantail Trails, which does take walks for kids around the city. They're going to do a walk to Nichols Falls to see the glowworms.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Art Society is doing a Wild About Nature exhibition in the train station. So the community groups, it's a great chance for them to sort of showcase their wares, maybe get some new people along. So yeah, it's about community, it's about conservation.
Well, let's hope that the weather comes to the party as well. Well, Dunedin Festival convener Neil Haraway, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, some local children gathered to make kites, and we're on the streets to see how you feel about the Health Board controlling water fluoridation.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special, 0800 502 402.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility Scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 11 7766.
Ready Lawn has the perfect solution for all those lawn woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 486 1819.
Oui, tu vas voir Marjolaine et le maquillage. D'accord, ok.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
Far too much stock. Alex Campbell Menswear, South Dunedin. Don't let me bore you, but it's rock bottom. Jeans, $40. Casual pants from only $20. Shorts from $30. Hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds of shirts at rock bottom prices. From $20. And knitwear from $50. That's rock bottom.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's rock bottom.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. The art of using flax to make traditional Māori kites is proving a popular activity at Otago Museum. A local Māori weaver is showing children the ancient craft as part of a series of school holiday workshops, and it's serving as the last gasp of a related exhibition.
Getting hands-on with the traditional Māori art form, school children are learning the practice of Māori kite making to tie in with the Otago Museum's Hakui exhibition. While the workshop's weaver says the Manu Oti kites are easy to make, gathering enough materials for them was not.
The collection of resources are the difficult part, so I've had to harvest these from different areas around Dunedin, from swamps and things like that. If you can tie knots, if you can count, anyone is able to do this.
The free school holiday workshop is a chance for interested children to express their creativity while learning more about Māori culture. Once finished, the kites are expected to be flight-worthy, but Bridgman says often people choose to put them on display instead.
These ones are designed to fly, so they've been collected from those swamps that I said, so they're really buoyant, they're really light, they should be able to fly. But I think when you put so much time and effort into them, they are ornamental, decorative, put on the wall, yeah.
The workshop is a way for museum staff to encourage more people to visit the Hakui Women of Kaitahu exhibition before it winds down in the next few weeks. More than 28,000 people have explored the display since it opened last November. Associated workshops are getting the seal of approval by the many children taking part.
It's been pretty cool and fun. It's not that hard, but it's also not that easy.
This is one of 3 workshops Bridgman's running at the museum, with the next one aimed at teaching kids about plucking birds and using the feathers in a cloak. For now, though, the focus is on finishing these traditional kites and hoping they fly at the end of it. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
The government is planning to give authority on fluoridation to district health boards, taking it off territorial councils. That's supported by health professionals who want to see fluoride added to more of Dunedin's public water supply to combat tooth decay. So our Word on the Street team asked people if they think all public drinking water should be fluoridated.
Absolutely. With all the sugar in the drinks that the young ones drink, they need some kind of backup, don't they, to save the teeth? Because when I was young, there was no fluoride in the water, and it would have helped us, I think, in our generation to look after our teeth better.
Definitely for all the good reasons. No, I don't think it should be. I think it should be a personal choice as to whether or not you want to put something foreign into your water. We don't have fluoride water, we have water like tank water.
No, I don't. I think it's too many chemicals, and I don't think it's good for our children. So no, I definitely don't think it should be.
I don't really, I know, I've heard about it, like I don't really know how it affects, what it actually does, the goods and the bads of it, like, the advantages and disadvantages of it. So I don't really know,
No, I wouldn't want fluoride in the water, yes. Only because we think we thought it was a poison.
Yes, I do, because it helps to protect teeth. I've got an auntie up in Queensland, and there's no fluoride in the water up there, and she has to feed her kids fluoride tablets. So cut out the middleman, I say. Let's get the water fluoride.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Some of the city's brightest school pupils are using their holiday time to learn coding skills and create robots at the university. Stereotypes and misconceptions about South Dunedin are being dispelled in a photographic exhibition featuring people from the suburb. And after receiving funding, a Kemua mother is preparing 2 short films for production while working on her first feature-length movie. And it's time now to take a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and Barry Stewart's with us. Good evening.
Hello, Rebecca. Dunedin City Council just this evening has released a report into the performance of the mud tanks during last year's flooding. A group has been formed to protest about hospital food. They're planning a protest next Friday, I think. And the fire service warns that Queenstown overcrowding could lead to death. So a severe warning there. Otago Volts cricket coach Nathan King has resigned. And look out tomorrow in the ODT for a big winter fashion supplement.
And you can't even give us a hint about what was in the report about the mud tanks?
The mud tanks?
Yeah, good, bad?
Not great.
You haven't read it?
Not great. No, I've glanced.
You've
I've
just
glanced.
started.
I've
Okay.
glanced.
All right,
Well, it's just out.
details in tomorrow's
That's
ODT.
right.
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
I enjoyed putting you on the spot.
Thank
It's time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
Here's our city view. It's taken of traffic on Faneuil Street. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, one number everywhere, 19 degrees. That was before the weather changed and the grey cloud rolled in and the southerlies got a bit cooler then. To the situation, an anticyclone is moving slowly across the country. A mild northerly flow will develop from Friday. To the forecast for some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, fine for Invercargill, Gore, Tiano and Alexandra. And it's also fine for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel with highs of around 18 or 19 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, some showers are possible with an overnight low of 7. Tomorrow, mostly fine and sunny with nor'easters, a high of 18. And on Friday, nor'westers with high cloud increasing and 21 degrees. To the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information, low tide tomorrow morning is at 12 to 10 and high tide follows at 3:30. And fishing conditions look good tomorrow, particularly at around 10 minutes to midday. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.